into it. So, first and foremost, is this raid a big deal? A lot of people are wondering, is this raid a big fucking deal? Yeah, it is a big deal. Okay? These are all, I mean, this is a big fucking deal. A previous president getting raided by the federal government, that's a big deal always. It's unprecedented. It's pretty solid. So, that's a lot of fun. So, there's truth there. Now, hopefully, and as I mentioned yesterday multiple times over, I hope that there is more to it than just this raid happening or this evidence request or evidence extraction happening. Because of how big of a fucking deal it is, I really hope that it's more than just, he misfiled or he mishandled classified information. Also, we're going to juice this one more time. Okay? Because remember, I looked at the information that was available yesterday to us and said, if this is just about like mishandling evidence, mishandling classified evidence, classified information, then this is literally just like a ridiculous thing to do in comparison to, like the actions that the government took was gigantic in comparison to how minor of a crime it is in most instances, because it offers a lot of leniency. The government offers a lot of leniency because everyone does this. Everyone takes classified information or documents that they shouldn't on their own, for their own personal use or whatever the fuck. Okay. And not only that, but also the president has the capacity to declassify anything and everything they want, technically. Now, you say mishandling classified evidence can disqualify an individual from holding office. Yeah, that's a anti-whistleblower provision. So you're right about that. However, what you're wrong about is you're talking about the president. You know what the declassification process is for the president? It's quite simple. It's just he goes, "These are now declassified. I'm the president," and he walks out. Okay? So I'm still holding out hope that the FBI didn't pull a fucking Jim Comey style fuck up and unironically did this massive move, okay, on a previous president, an unprecedented move specifically for mishandling documents, okay? Because that's the nerdiest shit. Having said that, let's not take that away from all the fun we're going to have today, because Republicans are still losing their fucking minds. And I do think that that's fun. He can classify stuff too, right? I think so. A funny thing is all the Republicans going, this could happen to any of us, and then deleting their tweets because they sound like criminals. Yeah, I mean, technically, it could happen to any of them. It should happen to a lot of them, actually. That would be fun as well. And fuck it, throw some Democrats in the pile, too. I'm such a fucking bipartisan both-sidist, centrist when it comes to that issue. Throw some Democrats in the pile. Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, get some of the top dogs. Chuck Schumer. I'm on board, baby. Let's go. Rate them all. So, total centrism from me. The real ass centrism. Not this fucking fake ass Andrew Yang centrism. Andrew Yang goes, I'm no Trump fan. I'm a fan of math. I want him as far away from the White House as possible. But a fundamental part of his appeal has been that it's him against the corrupt government establishment. This raid strengthens that case for millions of Americans who will see this as unjust persecution. It's like, bro, let me just say something, okay? Just because Donald Trump comes across and has successfully lied to millions of Americans about being like a hero does not change the reality that he himself is very much a corrupt piece of shit. What the fuck is this? What the absolute fuck is this? I mean, a lot of people think he's like this brave a lot of people think he's this brave anti-corruption advocate. It's like, no, but he's still corrupt. And not only is he corrupt, but because of his like entire life experience being the most entitled man on the fucking planet, he is really sloppy. Okay? Donald Trump, and I've said this so many times, like, and this is part of the reason why a lot of conservatives oftentimes mistake what I'm saying for, I don't know, like hating the Democrat or my hatred for the Democratic Party as like, as grounds that I must be like a Republican or something. Donald Trump is just as corrupt, if not more corrupt, than every other prior administration. The only difference is he's too stupid not to try and cover his fucking tracks. Do you understand? Like, previous presidents have never been like, yeah, let's have some fucking low-level guy in our administration go directly talk to like a Russian asset, and openly state on the timeline that like I would love to get some opposition research from a foreign government against the person I'm running for. Like that's unique. Like he's very openly doing this shit. And I think because many people just automatically and correctly assume that politicians are pieces of shit and they are corrupt, they see Donald Trump's open corruption as a breath of fresh air. Like that's part of his appeal. Okay? That, of course, he's fucking corrupt, just like everybody else is, but at least he's doing it out in the open. Like, he's honest about his dishonesty, right? And he's dishonest for you. He's been able to sell the idea that he is dishonest, but he's dishonest for you. Okay? Not going to be that stupid, though. He has so many advisors working for him. I mean, what do you mean? Like, every fucking celebrity, every incredibly powerful person basically gets to a point where they can hire whoever the fuck they want. And when they're at that point and everyone's livelihood revolves around them, you can absolutely change their behavior. You can hire people that are yes men, sycophants, people that won't check you, people that will just simply turn around and say what you want to hear. And Donald Trump famously has a cadre of individuals like that. Yeah, he also just fires the ones who tell him to do the right things that he doesn't want to do. Exactly, that too. But yeah, this is a good summarization of it. This rate strengthens that case for millions of Americans who have been brainwashed, so I'll just continue to vie for their vote. Exactly. Seems like this was authorized by a local judge in a particular FBI office without buy-in or notification of higher levels of government. I don't believe that. Like, Merrick Garland, the attorney general, is informed on this, okay? You can't go and open the doors up of Mar-a-Lago with federal agents without of the previous president's home without prior notification from the attorney general at the very least, and definitely the top levels of DOJ and the FBI. Okay? Like, Christopher Wray, who ironically was also appointed by Donald Trump 5 years on the dot before this raid happened, was well informed about this. These sorts of things don't get signed off on. It's not like a fucking, it's not like those secret courts that you go to like personally unlock surveillance for your ex-wife as an FBI agent. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a fucking FISA court. This is the material evidence that you are supposedly getting has to reach a certain bar. You can't just be like, oh, I just want to go inside at the fucking halls of Mar-a-Lago and look in Donald Trump's safe. Like, it doesn't work that way. So certainly there is a lot of high-level involvement in this, which is part of the reason why I was like, the FBI is pretty fucking incompetent. They're pretty stupid. They're pretty bad, but they can't be this bad, right? Like, I still want to hold out, specifically because it really triggers Republicans, mostly because I'm motivated by spite. But like, the FBI can't be so fucking bad that they just straight up did a gigantic move like this, going into Mar-a-Lago and going into Trump's safe, specifically to recover 15 classified documents, like 15 boxes of documents that were classified, that were mishandled. It is literally like an accounting error being executed by the IRS collaborating with the FBI or something when the guy is like a murderer. You know what I mean? It is kind of like Al Capone, is what I'm saying. You're assuming the FBI didn't do this specifically to help him in the polls and create a narrative? Okay, that is tinfoil hat shit. And normally I'm on board, but I do think that in this circumstance, there's more. I think that there's a higher likelihood that this was just like a minor thing that they put out a major move on without really thinking about it. FBI totally had a napkin with the words, "I can read this." They're 100% allowed to do what they did. What? What? Of course they're allowed to do what they did. The point is, make no mistake, the FBI is doing what they are able to do, what they can do, of course. But leniency is often expected in circumstances like this. And Trump himself is so fucking corrupt and so awful and so clearly in violation of the law in like a million different ways that having an FBI raid, like a big deal like this, be conducted specifically for mishandled classified evidence that Trump could have declassified personally is ridiculous. So I'm still holding out hope that it's not just about mishandled information and there's a larger plan of attack.
Right now, I want to get to the investigation of former President Trump. There you see him leaving Trump Tower last night after news broke of the FBI searching his Florida residence, Mar-a-Lago. Chief Washington correspondent John Carl starts us off. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. This may be the most politically explosive raid ever undertaken by the FBI.
It's a stunning development. The FBI executing a search warrant at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago property in Palm Beach, Florida, the place Trump has called the Southern White House. Trump himself revealed the news overnight, calling it an unannounced raid on my home, saying in a statement agents even broke in.
Dude, I love this part. They even broke into my safe. No! It's like, it's literally, it has the energy of that no emote, dude. It's like, not my safe. Is nothing sacred? No.
Into my safe and claiming his home, quote, is currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. Trump was in New York at the time.
I love the unannounced raid as opposed to an announced raid, which would kind of defeat the purpose of the announced raid.
Not Mar-a-Lago. He ignored questions as he left Trump Tower. Federal law enforcement sources confirm agents executed a search warrant at around 10 a.m. Monday. Sources tell ABC News the action was related to allegations Trump improperly removed documents, including classified documents from the White House when he left office. In January, the National Archives retrieved 15 boxes worth of White House documents from Mar-a-Lago with Trump's cooperation.
Oh, that's a big-ass safe, by the way. What the fuck? Wait.
15 boxes worth of White House.
Now, that's the other part of this, for the record. That's the other part of this. And that is that, like, they knew about this for months. Like, they took these out. And people at the time said that this was illegal and inappropriate. Like, this is not new news, you know what I mean?
House documents from Mar-a-Lago with Trump's cooperation. Sources tell ABC News the Department of Justice had started a grand jury investigation in May into Trump's alleged mishandling of classified information. They subpoenaed the National Archives for the classified material it had retrieved from Mar-a-Lago. Attorney General Merrick Garland has been tight-lipped about any investigations related to Trump, but he made clear last month that nobody, not even a former president, is immune from prosecution.
I love that take where it's like Obama ran on prosecuting the prior administration for literally doing torture and closing Guantanamo Bay. And then he was just like, we must not look backwards, we must look forwards. And then what? The first time a fucking president actually gets popped like this, like a previous president, it's going to be over mishandling classified information? Come on, please tell me it's not the nerdiest fucking reason. I'm going to lose my mind, dude. Actually, I won't, because the only thing keeping me going right now in the sea of all this chaos is just watching Republicans melt the fuck down. So I'm still happy. Shouts out to the FBI. I love the law enforcement. I'm out here literally fucking running around like this, okay? Where is it? Like this shit basically have me going like this.
Yeah. Back to Alaska. We love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our military.
What?
We love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our military, they're important. And when I'm in the jam, I know that I can call up the man, with the plan. When I'm on the run, all I gotta do is dial 911. We love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our military, they're important. We love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our military, they're important.
What's really funny about this is that Baked Alaska is a Nazi who literally fucking also was under legal scrutiny for his live streaming of the January 6th insurrection, where he was there, and also he was not loving the cops or the law enforcement then. I don't know if he's in jail. I think he snitched, right? He's not. But yeah, no, this is not a joke. This is when he was doing this. He was like, "Oh, I love Trump. I love our law enforcement. I love our military."
When I'm in a jam, I know that I can call up the man, with the plan. When I'm on a run, all I gotta do is dial 911.
So yeah, is this a PSA he did for punishment? No. He this is before he went to jail. This is before he was detained, arrested, went to jail. I think he's in jail right now. Isn't he in jail for being a Nazi piece of shit who went and did January 6th and also quite literally filmed himself doing it? This is from like 2016 when all the Nazis were popping off, loving cops and law enforcement. No, he's out. Oh man, what a bummer. Anyway, but that doesn't matter. That the reason why I'm playing this song is because sometimes you separate the art from the artist, okay? And this is one of those moments where I'm separating the art from the artist and telling you that it basically that's how I feel now, okay? I ordered a bunch of Blue Lives Matter flags, you know what I mean? I'm talking about funding the FBI further after what they did to Donald Trump. It's cool. Fun. Just, having a little bit of fun with that.
We love our cops, our law enforcement. We love our veterans, they're important. We love our cops.
Wait, what? Bro, trying to compare that guy to Nazis is just disingenuous? Come on. Wait, what do you mean? He's like... Brother, he's a fucking idiot. Like, he just openly was doing Nazi shit. Like, saying that he was a Nazi and stuff. What do you mean? What? Motherfuckers are so funny. They'll be like, what do you mean? Like, he's not, like, literally in 1938. What? Dick riding the FBI? Brother, I'm dick riding the FBI. I mean, I'm dick riding the FBI as hard as, like, as far as they are able to fucking upset conservatives. That's kind of it. That's pretty much it. I will be serious in a little bit too. Hey, I wore Hassan merch on stream at Evo this year. Oh shit, look at that, dude. Nice. Fuck yeah. But you did not have an Amazon box hiding your keystrokes, hiding your movement, so I think he's assuming you're only calling him a Nazi because of how he was at January 6th. No. He was a Nazi before that. Don't you think the word Nazi loses meaning if you call every random Republican a Nazi? Brother, this is not a random Man, shut the fuck up, okay? If you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, shut the fuck up. You fucking weirdo, dumbass, groiping-ass Zoomers. Oh, my God. Shut the fuck up with this centrist nonsense, okay? No, he's not a Nazi because he went to January 6th. He's a Nazi because he says he is, okay? He's like literally a fucking neo-Nazi. Shut the fuck up. Why am I even having this conversation right now, bro? Holy fuck. He's a neo-Nazi because he says it, okay? Like, neo-Nazi conspiracists baked Alaska, arrested after live streaming from Capitol insurrection. He's been banned from several social media platforms after posting anti-Semitic and white nationalist memes and has marched among hate groups in Charlottesville. Like he went to the fucking Unite the Right Nazi rally in Charlottesville. And motherfuckers are like, is he a Nazi? I don't know. It has to be a joke, right? Yeah. Wow, bro. I can't believe you're calling a guy who calls himself a Nazi and a white supremacist and says, and they're constantly saying white supremacist shit, Nazi shit, a Nazi. That's really fucked up of you, Sweaty. Hassan calls everyone he disagrees with a Nazi is literally the most common criticism of you online on Twitter, and it always comes from leftists. Yeah, well, the reality is those leftists are fucking stupid, okay? And they're not even leftists. They're straight up like LARPing as leftists, but they're just, they just want healthcare, and that's it. And there is a place for them, okay? And that's fine. There is a place for them because they're still advocating for, some good things. And I don't give a shit. But ultimately, who gives a fuck? I'm not going to sit here and gatekeep being on the left or whatever because it doesn't matter. And half of those motherfuckers that say stuff like that with the globe Twitter, with a globe on their fucking Twitter account, or a sock for being socked them on their Twitter account, were like alt-right dickheads 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and then they turned into and they kept some of that attitude, but didn't really fully transition out of that. Anyway. Who cares? If you're on Twitter, you need to turn it off and read the Quran, okay? Fucking neoliberals. All right. Most of those guys believe the same exact thing now, but they went back to saying it quietly. Yeah, they just say it in like Discord servers and shit. And say, oh, they're just memeing. Okay? He says with 10 Twitter tabs open, yes, I am brain dead. I am literally brain diseased. I say it all the time. Okay? I'm fucking brain diseased. The fuck do you mean? That's why I'm on Twitter all the time. Twitter is good, reputable information. I mean, yeah, I scour it for the actual breaking shit, like the good shit that my friends and other journalists post, but there's also a lot of brain disease on there. Which, again, I have brain disease myself. So that's why I look at it. All right. Anyway, why the fuck did we get derailed so goddamn hard? I was just making a fucking joke about Baked Alaska saying we love our law enforcement just to talk about how much I love the law enforcement after their raid on Donald Trump.
No person is above the law in this country. Nothing stops us.
Even a former president.
I don't know how to.
What do you mean even a former president? It's like the top of the hour ad break. It's going to come for you no matter what, okay? Doesn't matter if you're the president. Doesn't matter if you're just a regular old Joe, okay? Here's how this shit works. At the top of the hour, there's a 6-second ad break. If you no longer want to see those fucking ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or you can do for free, okay? How can you do it for free? With a Twitch Prime. Or, if you're lucky, you can get gifted a sub. That's it. Those are the only ways you can avoid the top of the hour ad break. Otherwise, it's coming for you. Okay? Just like Merrick Garland, Dark Garland, is coming for you, Donald Trump. I hate that meme because it like assumes that Nazis are the Chad guy too. God, so many fucking weirdos on the internet. Okay. Vin Garland saga, 3 out of 10 bait. Okay, dude, don't test me. Test me, okay? Come after me. Tell me I'm not fucking doing debates well enough. I will drop one so fucking hard, it'll destroy your soul later in the fucking broadcast, okay? Go ahead. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. All right. Why do Americans want someone to be above the law, want someone they like to be above the law so bad? That's the entire premise of law enforcement, my friend. Hello? Welcome. The entire existence of law enforcement is predicated upon they're brutal, but they have to be because they're being brutal to the right people. The right people are the people that scare me, okay? Someone living in the fucking suburbs like a white guy. You understand? So it's fine if they're being awful to black people, but don't treat me like a black person is literally at the heart of like white suburbians and their understanding of crime and punishment and criminal justice for the most part. Hopefully that clears it up for you. So of course, why do you think these people live stream themselves breaking into the fucking Capitol building, to the halls of Congress? Why? Why do they do that? Because they're entitled. Because they're like, yeah, of course, you're here to protect and serve me, motherfucker. What do you mean? That's literally the same energy of people. That is the exact same energy as people saying, why would they do this to Donald Trump? He's the president. He's a good guy. He's one of the good guys. And the cops are good guys. Just like us. And they're only supposed to do this to the bad guys. What the fuck? Meanwhile, if you're on the left, you already understand that they do it to marginalized people all the time, regularly. That is a part of their process. That's a part of their actual fucking, that's what they are supposed to do. Okay?
I'm going to say that again. No person is above the law in this country.
The FBI had no comment, but Trump put out a lengthy statement calling the search politically motivated and attacking the FBI, though FBI Director Christopher Wray was handpicked by Trump to replace James Comey after Trump fired Comey. Law enforcement sources say the search warrant was approved by a federal judge, something that would have required agents to demonstrate probable.
Some Redditors calling for civil war are literally January 6 attendees awaiting sentencing. Last night, I posted a screenshot of top replies on the Donald about Mar-a-Lago raid, almost all of them violent. One user, BananaGuard62, referenced the Civil War. Well, it turns out BananaGuard62 is Tyler Welch Slaker awaiting sentencing for storming the Capitol on 1/6. Why are they doing this? Yeah, here he is taking a selfie on 1/6. He's been posting on the Donald in the 17 months since. In a reply to a Civil War post last night, he clarified, I'm awaiting sentencing for trespassing into the Capitol. I am only being careful with my words. They can't help themselves, dude. Smartest fucking Trump supporter, dude. I swear to God. They can't help themselves. Why are you admitting from your anonymous account that you are currently awaiting trial for literally doing exactly what you're saying you want to do more of? These are the motherfuckers that go, wow, I can't believe rappers are dumb enough to do crimes and then fucking rap about it. Okay? Meanwhile, this is not even like artistic integrity, okay? You just straight up are admitting to wanting to do more of the same crimes you just did. Just admit, okay? At least some of the shit or most of the shit is a bop, okay? It's good. It sounds cool and fun. You are just literally on Reddit being like, I am currently about to go to trial for doing something that I want to do more of and actually in more violent ways. That's in like at least do it in rap form, motherfucker. Okay, so maybe we can make a First Amendment, artistic integrity defense there. Nope. That's crazy. Alex Jones meta is finally in. My friend, Alex Jones meta has always been in. It is the same exact energy as taking a selfie when you are doing a fucking crime. Why? Because they think law enforcement is historically supposed to protect them from the bad guys, the scary guys, black people, brown people, undocumented immigrants. Okay? That's the reason why they openly mention shit like this. Alex Jones meta is just being an entitled conservative. Okay? That's it. And it's awesome. I love that. I love how confident they are. They're like, yeah, we're going to do it. This is like the entrapment of children. I can't believe you would do this. Yeah, I mean, it is a bit ableist. Like, I'll admit. Like, arresting conservatives, arresting hogs for being, for doing hog shit is a bit ableist. Like, you're not letting them play in the pig pen. Like, they're pigs. They're going to fucking get dirty. They're going to oink. They're going to squeal. That's kind of their thing. That's their culture. It's their attitude. And it's also their mental limitations. Like, you're kind of, at a certain point, you're kind of taking advantage of that. But it is pretty funny. Pull up the video of the person saying they're being treated like a black person when a big... Yeah, I mean, that is a doctor who unfortunately was also named Jeffrey Epstein, a doctor in Florida. I remember covering that a while ago. Here, this is the perfect, Here you go, dude. Here, we'll play this again.
He's a law enforcement officer, and he's trying to provoke me. Talking about me foaming at the mouth. Is that going to de-escalate things, genius? Do you have training, genius? There's no alcohol. You want to test me? Come arrest me or give me a fight. They're arresting me. They're arresting me. They're really de-escalating. Hey, just don't cuss. Hey, stop hurting me. I'm not. Stop. Do not hurt me. Do not hurt me. You understand? Do not be rough with me.
By the way, this is for a lot of the people who are otherwise racist and don't understand why people say like stop resisting. If you don't resist, you don't get killed or whatever. If you've never been handcuffed, I will tell you the way that you are handcuffed is a way that your body is not supposed to contort. So there's no way to not resist, for the record. Like, your shoulders are not supposed to go that way, okay? Which is precisely why cops could technically say you're resisting arrest, which is what's going on here. He put his fucking hands behind him, and yet he's still being hurt because he clearly has never been arrested before, okay? He's never been handcuffed before, but that shit hurts. That's how it works.
Look at them. Look at them. They're going to beat me up. Don't beat me up, you motherfucker. Don't beat me up. Look at them. Oh, my God. I can't believe they're doing this. Oh, my God. Hey. Look what they're doing. Oh, get to the other side. I'm not listening. You're being rough with me. You treat me like a black person. You're going to get sprayed. You're going to get
He goes, you're going to get sprayed. Look, he took the fucking bear spray out, dude. Bear mace. You're going to get sprayed. So, yeah, he says you're treating me like a fucking black person. Now, so that is perhaps one of the better, representations of like, just like someone basically admitting it. You know what I mean? Like, this is not supposed to happen. Like, this is not supposed to happen to me. I'm a white guy. I'm rich. You know, it's not supposed to happen to me. It's supposed to happen to black people. Like, you're treating me like a black person. Calm down. Okay? So I love that video for that reason, because like it just kind of shows it kind of shows like the attitude in general that people usually have, okay? And it's the exact same attitude that leads people to have this entitled attitude, to go into the fucking halls of Congress, storm it, beat the shit out of cops, and literally take selfies. You know what I mean? That guy's name in the video was Dr. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah, I know. Those posts on extremist forums last night talking about a civil war and angling for violence, they're not all from random people. Or at least one of the most popular posts from someone who stormed the Capitol on 1/6 awaiting trial. So there it is. And they think that, like, even when they're under legal scrutiny from the federal government, even when they are currently awaiting trial for literally doing something that is very adjacent to, like, asking for a civil war, agitating for a civil war, they still do it because they think, perhaps correctly, it's not going to happen to me. That's not what the criminal justice system is for. Well, sometimes it is, okay? Sometimes it can be. Seems like for a brief moment it is. Now, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the aftermath of all this when everything unfolds. But part of the reason why I was a little worried even yesterday while talking about this, even though we are celebrating, you know, Schadenfreude, even though we are celebrating conservatives fucking going crazy on the timeline over this, was because if it's for nothing, if it's literally for if it's for like a minor mishandling of evidence or whatever the fuck, mishandling of like classified documents, I'm not going to sit here and give you the Rachel Maddow take about how important this is, because I don't know exactly what kind of evidence this is. Okay? Do you understand? Do you get it? Because remember, Maggie Haberman wrote an article yesterday on the New York Times before this raid happened about Donald Trump throwing notes that he had written in the toilet. And that's technically unacceptable and not allowed, right? You're not supposed to do that. Everything that the president writes needs to be preserved in Library of Congress. Like, it needs to be documented and it needs to be preserved. That's just how it works. There's also a method of like disposing of that information, especially if it's like private shit or classified information. And dumping it in the toilet is not allowed. And there's rules around that. But ultimately, it's not enough, in my opinion, to use that as a way to like just fucking, you know, arrest them. It makes me feel good when it happens, but I do fear that if it's not for something that big, if it's for just, you know, mishandling evidence, I fear that this will blow up in the FBI's face, and they have done this before. They did it with the Jim Comey shit.